Some good news for a change. Restrictions obviously due to ease this weekend in Queensland. Obviously the rules around open houses are still in place, but we'll continue to do the private inspections. The private inspections that we've been doing so far have been going great. People have really been appreciating that one-on-one contact, and obviously we've been abiding by the restrictions as well. In terms of stock levels, what we're seeing at the moment is the amount of stock actually on the market at the moment could be higher than advertised due to the potential of some offline or off-market listings at the moment. I personally, we as a company have quite a few off-market listings at the moment, but we largely are wanting to put most of our stuff online. So I don't know how accurate that would be in terms of what has come down. I think generally the stock levels that are coming to market are reduced, and I don't think the off-market listings are going to make up enough of that to really hide that. So some stats that we had recently from CoreLogic, they'd recorded an increase in new listings over the past 28 days. Brisbane added 2,956 new listings, which is actually down 25.2% from last year. So we're not seeing that much off market right now. We're seeing a few, but not that much. So I think that 25% downturn would be largely quite accurate. And a lot of people ask me, is off market a good strategy? Well, off market could be a good strategy for you. I'm not sure, but what we are seeing is the properties that we're putting live on the platforms are still pulling really good quality inquiry, and we're getting deals done off the back of that. So yeah, I'm thinking that now that we've had a couple of weeks in there, we're starting to see that, you know, there's no absolute right way. It just depends on what's the best one for you. In terms of the property prices, which we're getting asked about all the time, obviously the media keeps talking up about 10% drops, 20% drop, 30% drop in property values. What we're actually seeing locally at the moment is not that. We're seeing that most of the properties are being held, and there's two reasons for that. One is that the sellers don't have to sell at the moment. They're choosing to sell because it's timing for them. And the buyers that are wanting to buy, that are still employed, are wanting have a longer term outlook. So they're thinking 5 to 10 years, so they're able to stay in that home for longer. So if it does squish a little bit in that time, they're okay. So they're not opportunistic. So we're seeing the prices stay fairly level and fair at the moment, which is great. The national market, based on statistics, is likely to peak either this month or next month. I truly believe that it's probably peaked, and we're starting to see that level out, if not start to come down a little bit across the nation. Overseas migration is stalling and will stall for some time, obviously, because you can't travel. That's going to definitely have a negative impact on housing demand, which is obviously going to have an impact on pricing at a point in time, just not at the moment. Obviously the banks are offering a lot of incentives at the moment in terms of mortgage payment deferrals, which is going to help. And obviously the record interest rate lows that we've got at the moment are also going to help prop up property prices, because that's going to delay potential forced or distressed sales. I will say that if the lockdown restrictions do continue for more than 6 months, we will start to see those forced or urgent sales, and that will create some downward pressure on pricing, but that's 6 months down the track. So at the moment, it's business as usual. One thing that I will say is Sydney and Melbourne markets are most at risk because their housing values are already high, their rental values are already high, and they're more reliant on overseas migration for housing demand than any other capitals in the country. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I hope this has helped you, and have a great week.